Alaska hat. I like the little emblem there. It's part of it. It flips up to hold it. I had to duct tape it because it was tearing. I got this in Fairbanks that time I went to Fairbanks, Alaska. Saw a big old elk. Saw the northern lights. I was in the Air Force. They promised to show you the world. All the military does. So while all these young people are off on their mission, seeing the world, there's this whole society back at home that has been dissolving for 250 years. Oh, I need my fun light. 250 years. When I was a little girl, and I grew up in Redding, California, the armpit of California, and we'd go down to the Civic. Everybody'd meet down at the Civic on the 4th of July and do fireworks. Sometimes, there was one time we watched them from a bowling alley. I think there's a Food for Less there now. There's a grocery store, Lake Boulevard, where it runs into, I think, 243. Up there at the top of the hill, right above Lost Lanes. There used to be a bowling alley there, and you could watch fireworks, and then everybody gathered at the Civic to be civil, to go along and get along and watch the pretty lights. And never, ever did I ever imagine, and all the things that I imagine, I've imagined a lot of things. I never imagined the absorption of the United States of America during the time I was alive. And here we are. We're at the end of what happens when people don't control themselves and they just go around do whatever they want, and they never had accountability, and their mommies and daddies always kept them out of trouble, and on and on and on and on and on. See, they've been redacting people and the transgressions that they have done, the unlawful things that they have done for all time. Back when Judge saw that young little man, that young man across this table, what's up? That said, you could go two ways. You could go the way of the with the law or against the law. And if they're smart, they go with the law, but they end up with the same results. They're the same culprits. They're the same dastardly men. And they're in women too. It's the imbalanced being. It's the being that's driven by greed, money, prestige, power, hot chicks, all that Russell Brand crap. See, I heard recently that he like found Christ, and then with this last accusation that he's a pig, where he said, well, in the UK, 16-year-old girls are okay. He was a 30-year-old man. That's gross. See, it's all of them, and they protect their friends because they don't want to look like the perv, so they don't want to be associated with homies that are pervs. See, so they have this big old network. I tell people often, when I was 13 years old, I found a sheriff report. I read it, and I was like, oh my God, this report's about me. I was a 10-month-old baby when I got raped in 1975, and this shit is still happening every day. And now they want to take away things so it can't be exposed. I think it's funny that New Mexico wants to take away Meta. I just got Meta glasses. They want to take away Meta and Instacrap, right? That's funny from a state. They just don't want people reporting. What's going on? Because I live in the state that was the best BFF to Jeffrey Epstein. And see, it's not just him. People need to broaden their scope and open their minds that it's not, just call it Epsteinitis, is what I call they got Epsteinitis, and they don't have to be on any file. They just got to be a lecherous trash heap. Like old men with dirty minds. Ew. Old women with dirty minds. Ew. Like if we can't evolve, chasing sensations and putting light bulbs in butts, then what good is it? What good are you? If if you can't evolve past the car show, what good are you? What use are you? Or it's like, oh, you go to the car show? Yeah, I go to the car show every Sunday. We've been doing it for years. I wonder why 29% of New Mexico can't read. Huh? Why can't they read? Oh, because they're at the car show and they're not doing their homework and they're not studying and they don't want to do much to better themselves. But I believe a lot of people in New Mexico do. They are just like, why bother? See, I'm the little engine that could and kept going. I didn't let all the no's stop me. And now I live with my mom. She's happy though. What's up? But a man slammed her head in a dude slammed her head in a car door of his '64 Chevy Biscayne. You know the lowriders that they like so much at the car shows? So I get triggered when I see them, and I don't want to hang around dudes that like put more love and care and effort into their cars than they do their spouses, their children. Where's dad? Outside drinking beer, working on the car with his friends. That doesn't do nobody no good. It don't do nobody no good. But I got big ideas. In my next course of action, I'm going to officially send an email to the head of waste management here in Taos and sit down and put on my best little outfit and go in and present my idea to him. And then I'm going to make an appointment with somebody else in a different department. And then I'm going to ask for a meeting. And then I'm going to go out in the community to people but I'm omitting. I'm censoring out the McCarthys because I tried and they were shitty to me. So whatever influence they have, it is not because they are directly working with me. It's because they met me a couple times and ate their mediocre chili dogs. I got one that was like stellar, and then every time I go in, they don't get the order right. So I guess I just go for the loyalty of nostalgia, maybe, because whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna present my idea to get more people paid in any community. We could be a satellite. We could be a satellite. We could be like other towns could look at Taos and be like, shit, we should do that. That gives people purpose. It keeps things clean. It stimulate. See, I got this whole idea of trickle up economics because we've been living under the lies of trickle down economics as long as I've been alive. The 1970s. That's when I was born. So I'm so tired of some people getting all the advantage. It's always been like that. I've been the underdog my whole life, except I compete. And then, like, I do everything that any organization I'm a part of asks me, and then I do it at exceptional, I do it better than they ask. And then they gave me awards, like when I was in the military. I mean, people think I'm dumb. It's like, it's just another role people play. I am clumsy, so people think I'm a bumbling idiot. I'm like, no, it's because I have holes in my brain. I have potholes everywhere in my brain, and I'm just trying to eat healthy fats so that the cells can regenerate enough so I can keep processing. That's what is happening. Well, so many people are unhealthy, man. When I was a kid, they made us do PE class. It was like calisthenics in the military. Well, and then we do like in PE. I hated this stuff like jumping, like the jump rope. But Miss Menifee had that shit decked out. She had like stations. You had to run through, do the jump rope like this, and then do little obstacles. We were just little dogs on an obstacle course. You know, we were trained That's what my MK Ultra program was. I know other people, everybody gets a different program, so it creates discrepancies and human computer interface with society dissolves. And that's exactly what they did. And they're just going around to whatever they want whenever they feel like it, while single caregivers all over are just falling through the cracks of society everywhere. That's why I made back in 2017, I'm a seer. I'm one of them psychic intuitive people. I see behavior. I see the consequences if this person keeps behaving in this manner in their life in all fields, that these are the consequences that they're going to get, or unless they're taken care of. I told a guy the other day, I said, you know what? A community is only as good. A community in any town, in any state, in any country, on any planet, in any land is only as good as the biggest scumbag in the county is allowed to act. Like the one with the most power. That like makes the most money and does the least for everyone. Like the king of Taos County. Who is the king? I think the Kit Carson guy is the king of that guy makes $440,000 a year. So I think picking up trash for 15 bucks an hour, a couple hours a day, if people wanted to do that, is completely freaking reasonable. So they can't justify themselves anymore. See, people are gathering. I'm just looking where the brains are. I'm not looking. I held signs when I was a 15-year-old girl. I evolved past that, well past that. I went to war. I saw where the main operative from Shock and Awe left from Crete, because everything's a contract. Everything. We'll let you do whatever you want as long as you pay us money or arms or whatever they want. And then we'll keep it all hush hush. And then we'll call it national security. It's a complete racket by machismos that watch Scarface and The Godfather on their pappy's lap when they were young lads. And now they're grown men and they're acting out what they saw in a very grandiose manner, I might add. Because they're not men. I was always programmed that men take care of women, not abuse them. And I grew up entirely in a society where my mother was abused right in front of my little eyes several times. That is why I'm adamant about taking care of her for so many reasons. All I want is for people that started out in shitty circumstances to end up with their last breath happy that they lived, grateful, and a smile on their face. And if we can't do that on this freaking planet, starting in one little town at a time, then everybody should just take that pill that just, and then quiet, and then nature can rejuvenate and life can grow again. Because if we Earth is an etch a sketch, is what I come to find out. And Earth could potentially only be as old, a day older than the oldest person to witness it. Because the Earth only exists as we witness the planet. We are the perceiver. If something isn't in the woods to see the woods ain't there. You ever play, it's that show, Subway Surfers? Do a little jump and then dumb kids see it and then go try and do that in Chicago. I stood up on top of a van one time that my buddy was driving real slow on a dirt road. That was about as risky as I get. I never trained stoop. I used to hang out on train trestles there's this bridge that goes over Shasta Lake, and our friends, we used to go down and hang out there and run around on the catwalks and stuff. It was gnarly because I'm hanging out with people. I like hanging out in places where people have been for a lot, like not population wise, but like in history, and only a small group of people, like the trained people. I'm a traveler. We're all travelers. Life is so short. We are here for just such a short time on this planet. We're here for such a short time. Such a short time. Life is such a blip. I don't have kids. I always paid attention. I've been paying attention my whole life. I got a Scorpio moon. And I'm very observant. And so I've been thinking about, like, when I was little and I perceived the world, and then I wasn't just perceiving the world, I was always perceiving the world perceiving me, which is different than just being like a parrot taking in data, you know? And what I noticed from a very young age is that when people looked at me, they had so much rage and so much anger in their faces. And I never understood why. They would just be like this. What's wrong with you? And I just got berated all the time. And I was a little kid. I'm like, I don't know what is wrong with me. And then people started telling me what was wrong with me. You talk funny, you have a speech impediment. And so I got past that. I got out of that. They said, well, you don't. And then, like, I'm one of those people that never felt like they belonged on this earth. And now the next storyline they're going to start implementing is the fact that there are, in fact, us hybrids that exist. There are people on the planet that are not all, like, the way I look at it is, anybody that's had a vaccine, anybody that's put in something inside them that was made in a lab is genetically modified. You were born in one way, and then you introduce something sciency into your system, and now you're another way. More sensitive? Usually when people become sensitive, they don't fall into their sensitivities. They overcompensate, and that's why we go to war, because men are conflicted within themselves. And they're told a bunch of bullshit, and they want to go along to get along. They're not good with being themselves. They can't be alone. They're yes girls. That's what that hedge dude Worth dude is about. He's a yes girl. Trump is a yes girl. He's a pick me girl. He's a my way or the highway. He's a might is right. He's a machismo. He's a character that's combined of all things that he witnessed, of people that he of character of traits that he himself deemed admirable. And he's no me. I'm so tired of people acting like he's like all the crappy stuff he's done is just quickly gonna be 180'd, and he's gonna come out and, no, dude, he had every chance to do that. He's just another actor that was once on, what was that show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? We used to watch that show when it was on in the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and I'm like, Ma, look at all these people, they have all this. And I said, and we don't got no food to eat. We go to the fridge, there's no food to eat. How is that a thing? And then now I find out I do have the good privileged blood. I just didn't get all the privilege that goes with the blood. I get why they treat most people like NPCs, but I'm not an NPC. Oh, it's because I'm one of those generational curse breaker type people that just says, hey, that's not fair. Like, the amount of money that New Mexico has, their people would be like, don't defend the people that are the gatekeepers from giving you your access. Like, we could already have universal income in this state already. If they stop playing these silly reindeer games, we're going to control you. We're going to take away that. We're going to give you this, and then we're going to take it away after you get real comfy with it. That's so rude. That's called reneging. Somebody that would do that would be called a what? Please. So I see people are out with their little signs again. They just had the, make up your minds. You just had that lizard dude from the UK here, the king, and then they're like, no kings. Which one is okay? Which one is not okay? Because here he's revered, but there he's not. I just think the colonialists need to just go away. All the colony-minded stuff, all that whitewashed propriety. Do as I say, not as I do. All of that Freemason stuff, that could just all die with the USA. You know? I see they're doing weird shit on the reservations again. Let's see, the men of the tribes of the reservations, what have you done to help the single women? You people always think that there's like a special office that when somebody gets in trouble, they can just walk in and all their problems are solved. That's not how it happens in this world. Women are almost killed every single day by hands of men that they love. Whether it's not just boyfriends, it's also brothers. It's also fathers. It's also uncles. It's also nephews. And every now and again, you get the woman that's the aggressor. It's not near as often. I bet this guy, he does a local media thing. I followed him for about 18 hours. Went up to where he eats, saw him, he nods across the room, lets me know, I acknowledge you, we ain't the same. Okay, hope he didn't spit in my food. That's great. So I looked up his shit, and he's all about, like, the emasculated male when men emasculate themselves. You want to be a man? Go wash dishes. You want to be a man? Go do laundry. Go alleviate the load of the house in which you live if you are co-parenting or cohabitating with anybody. My whole life I watched men act like they worked so hard. Just come home dirty, stinky, and then I went into male career dominated fields, and I'm like, dude, they're liars. It's mostly sitting around, and like some of them will even go like pretend like better look dirty for when I get home, like I did something, so I can justify sitting back and doing nothing. There's always work to be done. And people want to do the work. They don't want to go through the gatekeepers of all the not like when did all these food handlers stuff like wash your hands? That should be the like wash your hands. If you don't wash your hands, then you can't work here. If you don't have enough sense to do that, then that. If this, then that. If you can do this is your ward. We got away from that system because so many people have so much from doing nothing in society. There's so many. They got planes. They go to work. Like, what do you think somebody in the Senate and Congress, like in D.C., actually? How do you think one of their days looks like? The the ends don't justify the means anymore. That is why America is dissolving because they can't say we're over there for freedom and democracy when elections are rigged. You see? They can't tell you that you have a say when your say is null and void because elections are rigged. See? And they can't say, we got to go over there drop bombs for freedom and democracy when more and more people are living in tents in the United States of America. It's disgusting. I can't, I've been looking far and wide for veterans that think like me, and I can't find them. I can't find them anywhere. I don't know where they are. Like, you took an oath. So did I. I took the same one. Yet what? What? Go to DC, get a photo op? Like that doesn't do nobody no good. It's bizarro. So that just tells me that they're just for the pony show. All about the pony show. I hate the pony show. Pony show is wasting people's lives. Pony shows are photo ops. Pony shows are useless, misappropriated funds. That's what pony show like. Come look at us do this thing because we care. No. See, more people are becoming outward. They always been empathic. They're becoming more unmasked. So they're becoming outwardly empathic. I've lived outwardly empathic and called people, you know, out a lot in my life since I was a little girl when they had bad eyes. People have bad eyes. It's just all black in there. Bloop. Sometimes they'll just show you, but everybody else sees the whites. But every now and again, they'll turn around and look at you and they'll just be like, bloop. Ha ha, you see me, but they'll never believe you. There's lizard is a vibrational frequency. It's just behaviors in which people are willing to act. Makes you turn into a lizard. I believe I believe that people are all kinds of things. I believe in fairy people. I believe in troll people. I believe in like the guy that like guarded the bridge. Can't remember what story that was from. See, because I always hung out with people that were older than me. I just remembered a movie recently. I thought it was the Hudsucker Proxy, and then I went back and watched the Hudsucker Proxy. I went, wait a minute, that's not how I remember the Hudsucker Proxy ending. And then so uh I asked Al. Yeah, that'll be it. I asked Al, like I say, "Hey Al, what no, I forgot what I asked Al cuz this song is messing with my brains." Hold on a second. I asked Al, where is it? Hmm. I asked Al. I can't remember what I asked Al. My train of thought just derailed. I corrected a lot though. It needs to be corrected a lot. It see, fake intelligence can't track memory. That's why memes are going to save the earth. Because it can't, it'll break AI because it doesn't know what it means. Like it can't put like this idea with this idea and this idea. It could only layer. Like when I give it instruction and I say make a picture out of this, what it comes up with is nothing near. And see, I would think AI would know, be so cognizant, it would come up with the pictures of in our minds. That's what but I think at a higher level than regular people do. It's just because I was a part of the program, but I was always the observer in every organization I've ever been involved in, even in the military. Like I saw that, like when I worked as a busser at Chevy's Mexican restaurant in Redding, California back in the 90s, and how I had to set up the restaurant, make sure it was nice and stellar and clean and perfect and like, and it stayed like that, and then you had your rushes, and then you'd have to get it back to that point of stellar. Like that is setting the stage at every organization, because I grew up watching the Muppets. It's time to set the zip up, go listen to the theme show. So every even and then I went into the military, and then I was like, this is no different. Like they're setting a stage. This is And then I started coming up like Washington DC and Hollywood, they're the same. These people get the same income. They get the same like red carpets. They get the same award shows. They just do it in the different names. And then I was like, they're doing this so regular people can't live, like have free money because it's all tied up in defending bullshit. And then people get sad and turned away because society doesn't care about them. They're throwaway. So they turn to drugs, alcohol, and do it all of that stuff. So give people a purpose and then it cleans up the world. Trickle up economics. I'm all for it. I wonder if other people are for it or if they're just like controlling dominance or whatever. Anyway, we got snow on the mountain last night. I'm sure there's snow over there, but I see this mountain. Um, Mom and I'll go out for a ride later. And it's so pretty here. Like because of the cold and then like the spring, it's like two seasons that don't ordinarily meet are meeting. They're like but I never looked at like places where they have four seasons. As I understand it, those four seasons have the potential to happen in one single day. When I lived in Texas for basic training, it was like that one day. Like I was marching to school sick in an ice storm, and then we were like sleeves up on the way back. It was bizarro. But we live in a Truman show, you know? And the sum of all parts I've come to believe create the Truman Show, right? Like you have people that live the lives and they go to the places and they see the beautiful places and then they paint the pictures of the beautiful places. And then that beauty of that place is carried back to where the holder recipient of the art is and carry that beauty of that place in. That's what it's supposed to be until the extremists always take over, the creeps. And now this world is like, oh, look at the pretty art, but really behind closed doors, nasty, nefarious things have been allowed to transpire for generations. And these are the things that are ending now because Earth is an etch a sketch. If the sum of all parts becomes too dastardly, there's always a catastrophic event. Clean slate, not all humans go, so they can rebuild and learn from their lessons, and we never, never do. I really like that shampoo. I need to order the big bottles. Time to get the big bottle, but spending $100 on a bottle of shampoo is not like my idea of. But one day I want to make a place where travelers can come and pass through. Not the people with money. No. The people that need a place to charge their devices, cook a good meal, take a shower, do their laundry, hang out for a couple days, see the sights, and move on. And the world is going to become more nomadic because as time goes on, there's going to be there's always empty houses. The real estate market, like so many people are leaving Taos. I think Taos is one of the places where people come and then like they got a lot of money, right? There's so much money in Taos County. Yet, there's so much money, yet like once you do what Taos has to offer, really all I have to do is think about the time I did it and I'm satisfied, but just driving around we see the most beautiful land in some of the most beautiful land, and I lived all over, but wherever I go there I am and I see beautiful land wherever I am because we create our reality with our perceptions. And I mostly see beauty, and then I go out and I'm looking for beauty, and it's like that movie Beetlejuice where that bird's freaking that guy's like looking out the binocular. He went to prison later too for being a pedo. Just so you know, the original Beetlejuice, the dad that's looking out through his binoculars. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is great. This is the life." And then he sees a bird like eating a worm or pulling apart something, and it's just like, ah. That's what life is, a series of beauty and then but people put themselves in these bubbles so they don't get the yucky part. But some people like me, we get all the yucky shit and then we still see the beauty. But now everything's getting kind of yucky. So I'm here to teach people, oh yeah, that's disgusting. But hey, did you hear this one? Did you hear the one about I don't know a lot of jokes. I just tease a lot. I tease a lot. So I bully bullies. I say things to the little fucking machismo shit stains on the fabric of society that like I could see how they're berating their wife in a restaurant. And I won't do it in front of their kids. Or I'll get real close to his ear and I'll just let him know, like, I see you, you little shit. Like, you are no kind of man. Because they're bullies. I've been bullied my whole life. That's why I bully bullies. I've been bullied my whole freaking life. People picked on me, and I don't do nothing. I don't like. Okay, they could bully on you. People can bully you by charging you for a service, and then you don't get the service, but they took your money. That's bullying. There's so many different ways to bully, and it breaks my heart whenever I hear like kids taking themselves out at freaking seven. They're suicide, 7, 8, 9 years old, because kids are mean, and they're just gonna grow up to be meaner. Those kids that are mean when they're kids, they're like my brother. My brother is a mean kid. They grow up to be mean men or mean women. Mean. It's something in them. Like it's like I grew up watching nature shows. I love animals. Animals are far more easier to predict than whatever these are. Us with thumbs. I don't even think we're all human beings. We aren't. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. I don't go out in the woods. Nope. My wood days are over. My hiking days, daytime only, maybe camping. Nope. I'm going to leave that respectfully to the things that want it more than me. So, everything is woo woo. That's what people are figuring out. I didn't even know. I was in the military. I was on the looking glass plane. See, because I'm a woo woo being. I always have been because I'm my mother's daughter. But I have this mechanical aptitude because I'm balanced with my masculine and feminine. So I was a mechanic in the military. Mechanics, I was surrounded by them, great guys. Not many went to college. I encouraged one dude to go to college. He went to college. And then other people, like my buddy Harry, he helped me get through math. Because math is a nightmare for me because I disassociate. Lots of people that have had trauma, I bet if you put us all in the room, if you ask all these people, like, do you suck at math or are you good at it? And they're like, I suck at it. If we talked like real talk, I bet we had like some of the same markers. I disassociate. I lose order. I was the person that always came up with the right answer, but wrong order. And so my answer was wrong. So I grew up with even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Or even when I'm right, I'm wrong. So I kind of went off into my own little world. I didn't even know there were psychic intuitive divisions. I would have been better apt. I should have cross trained into that. I was on the looking glass plane. They eavesdrop. They have instruments that don't know the difference. Like when it's tuning into frequencies. The instruments don't know if you're a person talking on a cell phone or somebody that's been dead for 200 years that's emitting the same frequency. See, when like we take our last breath, like Carl Jung, all these all these brilliant minds, Dolores Cannon, all these people that took their last breath with all this knowing in them because they're tuned into the no place space. That data information becomes open source as soon as they take their last breath. And if you meditate and get real quiet and still, you'll start tuning into the same frequencies and start thinking like them because like attracts like. And then you got people stuck in the lower frequencies of go spin, chase sensations, live that best life, the American dream, all this nonsense. You head down the trajectory of where we're going. I don't feel the impact of where I live. Taos is a pretty cool place. It's about to get cooler. It's about to get cooler. I just have to get creative. But I'm a pretty creative gal. Pretty smile. I got my mom's pretty smile. I think that is like the game of life. If there's ever a game of life, it's who lives the longest with the prettiest smile because mom would win. Mom, you'd win that contest because I loved you the most, Mom. I loved you the most. Okay. I wonder if Enterprise made this their fight song. So I got this stuff. Boop. I got this stuff. Silver Tongue Oral Care. And then I got these toothpastes. It's called Nanodent. Hydroxyapatite toothpaste. It's not. It's. I've been looking for this toothpaste for years. I'm gonna write a review on them next. Has orange chill is my favorite. And then there's this. It tastes like licorice. It's star anise, whatever. But it tastes like licorice to me. So mint, licorice, and orange. And Mom has this. Down here, she had all this. She hasn't been in the dentist. She don't go to the dentist. And I'm not gonna make her do something that's gonna stress her out because that will stress me out. So I'm not gonna do that. So I do it. That's why I gotta be her dentist. I gotta be her pedicurist, her manicurist. She always gets complimented on her nails, so I must not suck that bad. I'm her doctor. I'm her nurse. I'm her daughter. Sometimes I'm her little bitch. I said, you're kind of treating me like your little bitch right now. Mom. I'm kind of not your slave. Like, I know you could do this. Sometimes she's so funny, dude. She's just a near dealer. So this stuff I got, and she had this build up here. And now like that's dissolving and breaking out. I don't know what's happening in there. But things are shifting, that's for sure. Let me put this away. What time is it? We've been getting the best storms lately. These storms are like, go. These pictures that I've been getting lately, like, here's one from just this morning and last night. Was this yesterday? These storms were on my, this was this morning. So that was this morning. So this was this morning, right? And then a friend of mine sent me this was it last night? Last night at 9:30 from Chicago. She's laying in her bed, and that was the moon from Chicago. At 10:33 last night. And then here was the moon here where I live this morning when I got up. Fit check yesterday. It started out warm and then it got cold. Where is it? This was the red, white, and blue this morning. This is probably going to be my profile pitch today. Pick today. Red, white, and blue. Look at that. Is red, white, and blue. We just got that snow last night. I don't think their rituals are working. Like, I don't think they have the audience participation that they once did. I don't think the recruitments. I think there are people that are living that best life, and they're, that impacts the sum of all parts. I know that more people are coming into their heart. I know more people are coming into their heart. And the more people keep coming into their heart, the better this planet's going to get. They got to get past their self-centered fear and all that stuff. You got to get past their embarrassment and all that stuff. It'll be great, though. It'll be great. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day, and peace.